We've all heard it, whispered it to ourselves in moments of weakness or exhaustion. I deserve this. I need to treat myself. It sounds like a mantra of self-love, a necessary break from the relentless pressure of modern life. But beneath the surface of that harmless indulgence, be it the premium coffee, the spontaneous online purchase, or the high-end dinner, lies one of the most financially corrosive lies we tell ourselves. This isn't self-care. It's a form of instant gratification disguised as a reward. And over time, the cumulative weight of these small treats doesn't just empty your wallet, it mortgages your future. Today, we break down the compound effect of this expensive habit and show you how to truly care for your future self.
The biological drive behind instant gratification is powerful. When we treat ourselves, we get a quick, potent hit of dopamine. This neurotransmitter tells our brain that the behavior was good and needs to be repeated, cementing a cycle where momentary pleasure outweighs long-term well-being. Consider the daily $7 latte. It delivers 15 minutes of warmth and satisfaction. But contrast this with what real future self-care looks like. Maybe spending 15 minutes reviewing your budget or setting up an automatic savings transfer. The latte delivers immediate joy. The planning delivers sustained peace. The cost of treat yourself isn't just the dollar amount. It's the cost of the habituated cycle that constantly pulls resources away from your genuine goals. We must learn to differentiate between a fleeting desire and actual necessity.
This is where the structure of the compound effect becomes terrifyingly relevant. Let's return to the daily $7 treat. Over 5 days, that's $35. Over a month, nearly $150. Annually, $1,825. This money is often dismissed as negligible, but imagine redirecting that $1,825 for 10 years into a modest investment generating just 7% return. That initial habit cost balloons to nearly $26,000. That is the true, non-linear price of consistent small indulgences. The compounding doesn't just work in favor of your investments, it works equally against you when it comes to spending habits. Each treat, individually inconsequential, merges into a massive deficit, eroding your ability to build wealth and secure future stability. This is the silent killer of financial freedom.
Why do we fall into this trap, even when we know better? Because treating yourself serves as an emotional crutch. We use retail therapy or convenience spending to buffer stress, burnout, or frustration. We create elaborate internal narratives. I had a hard week, or I saved money on groceries, so I can splurge on this gadget. This is justification bias in full effect. We are manufacturing permission to ignore our long-term objectives. The real danger here is that the relief is temporary, forcing us back into the cycle repeatedly, reinforcing the idea that material consumption is the only reliable solution for emotional discomfort. To escape, we must first confront the underlying stress that drives the need for the immediate treat.
The shift we must make is fundamental, replacing instant gratification with future self-care. Future self-care is not about denial, it's about intentional planning. It means doing things today that your future self will genuinely thank you for. This might mean meal prepping on a Sunday, so your exhausted Thursday self doesn't order expensive takeout, or spending an hour reviewing insurance policies, so your future self is protected against unforeseen catastrophe. It is the practice of prioritizing long-term peace over short-term pleasure. It requires mental energy now, but it generates an unparalleled return on investment in stability, reduced stress, and genuine freedom later. This is the adult version of putting your oxygen mask on first. The first pillar of effective future self-care is establishing robust infrastructure. This means automating your good behavior and putting friction around your poor behavior. Set up automatic transfers to your savings and investment accounts on payday before your spending budget becomes available. This is the pay yourself first principle, leveraged by automation. By treating your savings contributions as mandatory fixed expenses, just like rent or utilities, you eliminate the mental debate about whether you can afford to save. True self-care is designing a financial environment where success is the path of least resistance. It's about proactive discipline, not reactive guilt.
The second pillar involves training your psychological muscles through delayed gratification. Start small.
Implement a mandatory 48-hour waiting period before any non-essential purchase over a certain threshold, say $50. Use that time to analyze whether the item genuinely solves a problem or merely provides a dopamine spike. Often, the urge evaporates entirely. This practice is like strength training for your financial willpower. Every time you successfully delay a purchase and decide against it, you reinforce the neural pathways associated with discipline and foresight. These small victories compound into a deep confidence that you control your resources, rather than your impulses controlling you.
The third and most powerful pillar redefines what a treat truly is. Instead of viewing investments as tedious necessities, frame them as the ultimate act of self-love. When you invest, you are essentially paying your future self to work for you. Every dollar you deploy today is a future version of yourself receiving a substantial thank you gift. Imagine the feeling of financial independence, the freedom to choose work that fulfills you, or the ability to handle an emergency without panic. That peace is infinitely more valuable than any ephemeral consumer item. Shift your perspective. The real treat is accumulating assets that generate passive income, ensuring your stability and reducing your reliance on exhausting labor. Let's visualize the divergence of these two paths over a decade. Path A, dictated by treat yourself, is a cycle of immediate pleasure, followed by anxiety when the credit card statement arrives. It's defined by clutter, debt, and chronic undersaving. Path B, guided by future self-care, sees initial restraint leading to accumulating assets, diminished financial stress, and escalating net worth. The compound effect ensures that the small sacrifices made early on result in massive disparities later. Path B isn't austere, it's rich in security and potential. We must see that sacrificing fleeting pleasures today is the only way to genuinely afford the monumental treats of long-term freedom tomorrow.
The return on investment in future self-care extends far beyond the bank statement. Financial anxiety is a leading cause of stress and relationship friction. By adopting a discipline-first mindset, you are treating yourself to mental peace. You eliminate the constant low-level worry about bills and debts. When you know your systems are running, your savings are growing, and your future is protected, you free up massive cognitive bandwidth. This liberation allows you to be fully present in your life and dedicate your mental energy to truly fulfilling pursuits, rather than constantly performing triage on past impulsive spending decisions. This emotional dividend is priceless. Finally, consider the legacy you are building. The habit of consistent future self-care instills an identity defined by responsibility, foresight, and resilience. This is a far more robust identity than one defined by consumer identity and instant gratification. Furthermore, your actions set a powerful example. By demonstrating control and long-term planning, you provide a roadmap for those around you, particularly children or younger family members, showing them that true success lies not in what you consume, but what you sustainably build. Your disciplined approach today is the foundation upon which generational stability is built.
The lie of treat yourself is powerful because it whispers comfort in the immediate moment, but it exacts its real toll on your future potential. True self-care is choosing long-term security over temporary relief. It's choosing infrastructure over impulse and investment over indulgence. Start small today. Cancel one recurring subscription you don't use, or automate one small savings transfer. Your future self is depending on the choices you make right now. Break the cycle of instant gratification and embrace the compound rewards of genuine foresight. If you found this discussion valuable and are ready to redefine your relationship with money and self-care, don't forget to like and subscribe.